Hello guys, welcome back to 𝗟𝗲𝗃𝗲 YouTube channel. I am 𝗨𝗲𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗲. Today we are going to learn problems from Codechef Starters 2009, Div.4. Let's get started. Let's start with the problem 1 tour plan. Chef is going on a road trip and is trying to figure out how much it will cost him. His cab operator gives the following rates. Okay. A fixed cost of X rupees that will cost up to 50 kilometers. Let's say how many kilometers, let's say, even if it's going 59, okay, or if it is going like 49 or 48, 47, or even 1 kilometer, it will charge him X rupees. Okay. Now, every kilometer past 50th will cost Y rupees per kilometer. So till 50 it is X for any value fixed. Then after 50, 51, 52 and so on, it will, for every kilometer it will charge Y. So coming to the sample IO, so this is X kilometers, this is X the cost, this is Z the total kilometer, this is Z the kilometers traveled by chef, and this is Y. Since it is 29, since it is less than 50, it will be 500 cost. Okay. Now here the kilometer are 69. 69, it is greater than 50. So till 50, so for first 50 kilometers, it will charge him 500. Then after, for every kilometer, that means for 19 remaining kilometers, it will cost him 19 into 20. Okay. So it's nearly like a 340, right? 380, right? So 380 plus 500 is 880. Okay. So let's try to code it up. Okay, it's a pretty simple problem. Let's start with the first problem. Code. Okay. So the chef is going on a road trip. Okay, it's the same. So the input. So let's declare our scanner class. Okay. Then let's take the input for X. Okay. In the same way, let's take the input for Y and Z. Okay. So how the answer will be. So for first, it will definitely X will be added to the answer. Okay. In the second part, for the remaining, so that means for the Z minus 50 kilometers, but this can also go negative, right? So to handle that, I will use math.maths 0 or Z minus 50. Okay. For this, it will cost Y rupees. Okay. So this will be our answer. Let's try to print it. Okay, working fine for this. Let's also see for this case. Yeah, let's try to submit. Yeah, it works. Okay, so the problem says that easy speaking. So a chef believes that a word is hard to pronounce if it contains a sequence of at least 4 contiguous characters that are all consonants. So I hope you know, except these 5 words, remaining all are consonants. So example, these words are hard to speak according to the chef. So why? Because if you see, like here there are continuous 6 characters are consonants. Here C, K, S, M are consonants, and also here this 4 are consonants. So in a word, if you are having 4 consecutive vowels, we call it as consonants. Okay. So if in a word we are having 4 consecutive consonants, then we call it as a hard word. Okay. So we just need to check, is the word hard to pronounce or not. So if we come to the example, okay, for example, this is hard to pronounce. This is, in this we are not even having the 4 words, so it is not hard to pronounce. It is hard to pronounce, hard to pronounce. Okay, it's not hard to pronounce. Why? Because here there are no 4 characters. So it's pretty simple, right? You need to iterate on this string. Okay, we need to iterate on this string. We need to get the longest contiguous. Okay, we need to just check, are we having at least 4 contiguous vowels or 4 contiguous consonants or not. Okay, pretty simple. So what we can do is, since we should not check for every consonant, right? Is it a consonant or not? We can check, is it not a vowel or not? If it's not a vowel, it's consonant. So what we can do is, we can keep A, E, I, O, U in a set, and we can just check, is this present in this set? No. Then we will just keep a count variable. We will increment it. We will increment it. Okay. And we can just continue. Once it reaches 4, yes, it's a hard word. Cool. Let's try to pull it up. Okay, so let's start with the problem. Here I've taken some basic inputs. Here I've declared the standard class, and I'm reading the number of test cases, reading n, reading the string, and I've taken a set in which I've added a, I, o, u. Now let's start the main logic. So what I will do is, I will iterate on the string. Okay, while I'm iterating, I will check if in the set, if the hash set, okay, if it contains that particular character. Okay, if it doesn't contain that particular character, that means it's a consonant. So what I will do is, I'll maintain a value called as, let's say, count, current count and max count. Okay, and what I will do is, I will increment the count here, and I'll be updating max count every time. Math.max. Okay, update with max count, comma, the current count. Okay, so at the end, if my max count, let me just keep the brackets, if my max count, if it is greater than or equal to 4, then it's going to be like a yes, otherwise it's going to be no. Okay, but yeah, are we missing anything? We are missing one edge case, right? We should also make it to 0. Okay, we should also make it to 0. Okay, since when it's present, then it's a vowel, right? We should not count the vowel, so it should make it to 0. Let's try to run it. Okay, s dot. Okay, we have taken hash set dot contains. We are getting the error like cannot find the symbol. Okay, method. Okay, the method name is _char. Okay, seems it working. Let's try to submit. Cool, it works. So here the problem name is beginnings and endings, and an array is called good if the first and the last element are the same. In one move, you can just swap two adjacent elements, and yeah, you can just find the minimum number of moves to make the array good. Okay, so if it's not possible to make the array good, then you can print -1. You can expect, right? What if you're having all elements are distant, then it's obviously not possible to make the array good. And obviously, as you can see the array, we can just go for simulation, or we can go for a little bit of optimizations. Okay, since the constraints are very low. Coming to the example, yeah, we can see that yeah, it's already good. So zero swaps are required. Where they are asking about minimum number of moves, so 0 moves are required. Here it's completed distinct numbers, so obviously it will be -1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here if you see, we can swap 1 here, 1, 2. Okay, or what we can do is, we can do in this way, or we can do 1 here and 1 here. It will be anyhow be 2. But coming to this case, we are having only 2 8s are duplicates. So what we can do is 1 step here, 1 step here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So basically, we can have multiple. Let's go for example like 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, and let's say 4. Okay, obviously it's not a good. So we can do in multiple ways, right? We can make it this and bring it here, or we can bring 7 here and 7 here, or we can bring 8 to the initial and ending position. So we are having many ways. So since the constraints are less, we can go directly with finding the duplicates. Okay, finding, okay, for 6 this is the first occurrence, this is the last occurrence. You can have multiple occurrences, right? Let's say we are having one more 6 here in between, so we'll find the first occurrence and last occurrence of 6, and then we'll get this distance from 6 and this distance from 6. Okay, we'll calculate this value and we'll update it. Next we'll go for the other multiple occurrences. So what we can do is we can create a map. Okay, we can create a map for the first, okay, of type integer comma integer. For the last occurrence, okay, for the last occurrence of type integer comma integer. So how we can perform is, when I get 5, I will update here with 5 comma its index. Let me just write the indices 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 5 comma 0, and it's going to be like, I'll also update here with 5 comma 0. Why? Because the first and last are same. If first and last are same index, then we can just ignore it in the calculation of answer. I get 6 here, 6 comma 1, 6 comma 1. I get 6 here. I won't update in the first, but yeah, I'll update in the last. Then coming to 7, 7 comma 3, 7 comma 3 here again, 8 comma 4, 8 comma 4, 6 again, 6 comma 5, 7 comma 7 again, 7 comma 6, 8 comma 7. Okay, and then again I can see here I got 4 comma 8. Okay, 4 comma 8. Okay, so this is going to be your first and the last hash maps. Now what I can do is I can just iterate on its key set. Okay, both the key sets will be of same length. I can iterate on the key set, and while iterating I'll just get 5. Okay, first the key set is 5. I can see that. Okay, 5 first and last occurrence. So from first I'll get the key, right? So I will search for both the keys in both the sets. Why? Because the keys are absolutely same here. Okay, the keys are absolutely going to be same. So here the value here is 0 and 0, right? So I will just ignore it. Now here the value is 1 and 5, right? So 1 plus, now I want to get this distance. How can I get? I can get it like its length. Its length is 9. 9 minus 1, which is 8. 8 minus 5, I will get the length 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, in this way I will generate for all the possible cases. Let's say I will go for 7 then. 7 is 3 here and 6 there. So 8 minus 6. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And yeah, coming to 8, 4 plus 8 minus 7. It's also 5. And I will ignore these two. Why? Because it's same. So the answer here is 6. Okay. So the answer here is minimum swap is 4. My bad. The answer is 4. So in this way we can do it. Let's see this in code. Okay, so let's start with the code. In the code, for now I've taken the number of test cases and taking the n and the array values. Now we'll start our logic. So as our logic says, I need 2 hash maps. Okay, 1 hash map for storing the first. Okay, for the first occurrence of the values. Okay, and then I need I need a similar kind of hash map for the last occurrence. Okay, now what I will do is I will just iterate on the array. Okay, I will just iterate on the array. Okay, while iterating, I will just check if I will insert in both the hash maps. Okay, but if any value, if it is not present in the first hash map, if it doesn't contains key of a of I, then only I will insert in this. Okay, I will insert put comma. Okay, I will insert a of I comma I. Okay, otherwise I won't insert. And in the last, I will always try to insert in the last. If I find, I will insert. Okay, so this will be my approach of filling. So once I'm done with this, what are my rest of the cases? I need to calculate the answer. So I can use a min variable to calculate the minimum number of stars. So it should be initialized to integer dot max value since I am calculating min. But yeah, obviously at the end, if my min, if it is equal to integer max, okay, if it is equal to integer max, then my answer is supposed to be -1. Otherwise, it is going to be my min only. Okay, then now let's calculate our answer. So I'll iterate on the key set int x. Okay, so let's say I will iterate on the first key set. Okay, now so how will I get the key set, or how will I get the value? So I can use it like, okay, the first index. Okay, the first index. So it's going to be like first dot. Okay, first dot. Okay, first dot. Okay, get x. Similarly, last idx. Last dot get x. Now, if my first idx, if it is not equal to the last idx, if both the idx are different, then only I'll update my min. Okay, math dot min of existing min value, comma. I can directly get the first index. I can directly add the first, but I have to do n-1 minus the last idx. Okay, let's try to check. Okay, we're getting expected. Let's try to submit. Yeah, it works. Okay, so here the problem is magic mirror. So the question is quite big. I'll try to shorten it. So there are infinite number of lines, 1, 2, 3. There are infinite number of boxes. Okay, initially they are all white, and chef positions a mirror between two numbers. Let's say, let's try to understand an example. Let's go with this example. Okay, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. So chef basically tries to keep mirror between two numbers. So this can be any two numbers. It can be this number, or it can keep this number, or this number. But what we can do, what he is doing is, okay, after placing a mirror between two numbers, now he can choose an integer d such that, okay, such that it satisfies this particular condition. Okay, x minus d. That means, let's say in this case, okay, so x minus d. So here the d can be -2, and yeah, since it is a mirror, he can also do for x2. Now you can understand this like this is x1, this is x2. Now from here, plus 2. So you need to find that. Okay, so he can do in this way. The problem statement is you're given an array, you need to find is the array possibility, is it a possibility that the coloring is a result of chef's experiment. Okay, so these boxes are colored black. Okay, you need to find out that are these boxes experiment of chef's experiment. So chef's experiment is like keeping a mirror x between two numbers x1 and x2 and making any number, okay, any number from any distance, okay, any number at any distance and making them black. Okay, and the distance can also be 0 and the d can also be 0 themselves also. Okay, the d can also be 0. The condition is mentioned here. Okay, so basically you have to check, okay, are the arrays of that kind or not? And yeah, they're given that n is going to be even. So here let's see. Here the distance is plus 2. Okay, fine. Here the distance is minus 3. Here the distance is plus 3. Yeah, so it's perfectly working. But if I go to this particular example, 1, 3, 4, 5. So obviously you can expect that the middle numbers are going to be the mirror. So this is x1 and x2. So if I go here, it is minus 2. Here it is plus 1. So the difference is not matching, right? So this you have to figure out. Okay. So just start from the middle, check from terminals, check from the ends, and check if the distance are same or not. If the distance are not same, then yeah, obviously you can return no. Otherwise return true. Cool. So let's try to code it up. So in the code, I have taken the inputs accordingly. Now let's start with the logic. So in the logic, I'll be fixing the middle numbers as x1 and x2. So a of, I can say n minus 1 by 2, the first middle, and x2 will be a n by 2. Okay, then I will fix I and j. Let's say I is going from 0, j is nothing but n minus 1. Okay, then while my I is less than j, okay, I will just and yeah, I'll also keep a boolean variable. Okay, so initially boolean is true. That means okay, till now it's a fine array. It's a what I can say. It's a experimented array. But yeah, every time I will check if my x1 minus a of I, if it is not equal to a of j minus x2, then I will mark it as no, it's not the experimented array, and then I will break it. Okay, and if it is working fine, then eventually I'll increment I and I will decrement j. That means I am moving my pointers left and right. Okay, and at the end, I will just check if it is flag. Okay, then I will print yes. If it is true, I will print yes. If the flag is true, I will print yes. Otherwise, I will print no. So let's try to run it. Okay, it works fine. Let's try to sum it. Okay. Yeah, it's working. That's it for this video. I hope you have liked the content. If you want such more content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's it. We'll meet in our next video.